The Nazi Germans versus Britain, France, the US, and Canada.
If we fail, then the whole world, including the United States, including all that we have known and cared for, will sink into the abyss of a new dark age.
The Battle of the Atlantic was the longest and continuous military battle under World War II. The battle was about Germany's try to cut Britain and the Soviet Union supplies lines by lowering the merchant ships traveling to and from the country. The Battle of the Atlantic lasted from September 1939 to the German capitulation in May 1945. The most intense period was from summer 1940 to summer 1943.
In 1939, the Royal Navy of Britain consisted of 200,000 officers. This was the largest navy in the world at the time. The fleet was considered to be well equipped to mount a war against conventional surface actions with effective guns, torpedoes, and fire control. The Royal Navy consisted of 15 battleships and battle cruisers, 7 aircraft carriers, 66 cruisers, and 184 destroyers, 60 submarines, and 40 escort patrol vessels. The Royal Navy's battleships were mostly developed before World War I, so they weren't as technologically efficient as other nations' ships. The HMS Prince of Wales was a King George V class of battleship in the Royal Navy, built at the Camel-Liard shipyard in Birkhead, England. The Prince of Wales had a brief but active career, helping to stop the Bismarck, a German battleship. The sinking of the British battlecruiser HMS Hood in the Battle of Denmark turned out to be both a political and military disaster for Britain. Of the 1,418-person crew on board, only 3 men survived.
In terms of actual numbers of ships lost, the battle looked like this.
The German Navy was modern, with fast, well-armed, and well-armored surface ships and U-boats. Many more naval ships were supposed to be constructed by Germany because of Plan Z. Plan Z was a plan developed by the Nazis to build a large fleet of naval vessels. Plan Z was abandoned at the outbreak of World War II. The German Navy consisted mainly of U-boats, battleships, and destroyers.
My name is Don Bellamy, and I'm a World War II veteran serving in the Navy. And of course, our major theater for the entire 5.5 years was the North Atlantic. The Battle of the Atlantic, the first sinking by the enemy was on the second day of the war, and the last one, as far as we were concerned, was in April of 1945 with VE Day the following month. And this was a continuous battle, and we came close to losing it because our enemy was formidable in their purpose and also well trained. And we were fighting an uphill battle until mid-1943, when our fortunes turned a little bit, and of course the Battle of the Atlantic started coming to our favor, but that didn't end the action, because the last ship that we lost, and talking warship now, was the HMCS Esquimalt in April of 1945. A lot of people don't realize how close we came to going down in the Battle of the Atlantic, and what a devastating difference would have been made had we lost the Battle of the Atlantic.
I let it fall.